Okay, it's been a while since I've been on here. It's time for me to do another video. I should have done one a while back, but I've been pretty busy at work. We got a lot of stuff going on, a lot of machinery coming in. We're fixing and reworking and making it run better and all the good things that us electricians do inside of a plant. Anyways, I want to make time to try to help some people out, so I figure I'll put a video on here, and this is going to be part of a kind of a series, I guess you'd call it, that I've been working towards, or I want to work towards anyways. I want to show you how to create a web page, how to actually develop your PLC program with the help of a web page, and then test your PLC program with the web page, and then actually implement it to where you can get on the web page to manipulate your PLC program if you want, and how to remote access it later. We'll learn about port forwarding and all that, where you can actually manipulate your PLC from mother-in-law's house or something you wanted to see what's going on in your shop or something. It's kind of what we're going to work towards anyway. But anyways, I'm just going to go some basic stuff. I'm not going to get too heavy into it because there's a lot of stuff you can do, a lot of stuff that you can do custom on here if you're at all any good with, graphics and stuff. But we'll go through some of the finer points while we're doing this, and hopefully this all records good and stuff. We're going to start out with the PLC program. We're just going to write a little simple PLC program in here. I'm going to do it the old school way instead of doing the quick clicks. Try to help maybe somebody doesn't know how to do it. They'll learn just basic. I picked the normally open. I'm going to double click it. I'm going to give it an address. We're going to call this one I0. Okay, and I'm going to go here and click. I'm going to comment. I'm going to put on here shop light on. Okay, and I'm going to do these as a set and a reset. Or you know what? I'll just do them as on-offs. Make it easier. Okay, so we'll go basic. Let's go for an output. Double click this one. I'm going to call it Q0. We're going to call it shop light. Okay, we'll go ahead and do another one. We're going to do another normally open. And, like I showed you before, there's a myriad of stuff you can put. You can put timers in here. We went over some of that. I'm trying to show you some of the basic stuff about web pages right now, so I don't want to overdo it, I guess. Let me move that. That should have been over here. Okay. We'll call this I1 for the address first. We'll call this, I don't know, barn light. Okay. Let's do another output now. We'll call this one Q1. Q1 barn light. You can name these things anything you want. Let's name stuff that I can associate with. I'm going to save this real quick. I'm going to save it in desktop where I can find it. I'm going to put on here. Yeah, where was this? There's already one over there, shop. Oh well. Okay, so we've got our PLC program saved. All right, now for the fun part. I'm going to show you how to do some stuff in Web Editor. Okay, you come over here, Project Window. If Project Window is not visible, come to View and make sure it's highlighted right there, because if it's not highlighted, it won't be visible. Okay, go to your web page editor, open it up. All right, these are all your files where you're going to have to put your images at. Now, you get your same files for your images here as you would if you were building an HMI, so you can actually mimic an HMI, or you could build your program and use the same type of graphics you're going to use on your HMI, whichever you want to do. But I mean, if you had a PLC running with an HMI already and you wanted a remote to it and you wanted continuity, you could actually make it look just like your HMI is what I'm getting at. Okay, we're going to go in here. I'm going to show you how to import your images. Now, the way they named these on here is a little bit different than the way it's named in your PLC. I'll show you when we get there. All right, let's just get an image file first. I'm just going to grab some stuff and show you how to pull it in, some quick things. Then after we show them to you, then we'll I'm going to change the rotation of it, because you pull it in, it's going to look like that. If I know I want it a certain way, then I'm going to pull it in. I'm going to make it that way before I pull it in. Okay. Tanking. I know it's odd tanking. I'll show you what I'm doing here in a minute. You'll understand. I'm just trying to show you some of the stuff you can do if you want to fancy something up. All right, button. All right, we're going to symbol factory, not import files. Import files, like I said, if you're good with graphics and you build your own custom files, you can drag those in and make it look like a machine on your web page if you wanted to. So you could actually make it revert back to your web page as you're hitting HMI buttons on your web page and see it make a machine actually run or something. You know, if you get my gist, I mean, you can see what I'm saying, I guess. We're going to symbol factory though. And this is the only way I know of doing this. I know it takes a lot of button clicks. So if I was you, I would save every time I came up with a better idea, that page, I would save that page and use it for a template for the rest of my pages until I came up with a better idea. That way you always have all your images in there. That's what I do anyway. Okay, let's select a button. That button don't matter orientation. We're going to put that a button off red. Okay, let's get another button. We're going to say button on red. Okay, we'll grab another button since we have two lights. We'll see why I got two buttons for each light here in a second. Let's grab a green one. Okay, we'll grab another form of that green button. Okay, let's get us some lamps now. Symbol factory. Symbol factory, they got all kinds of stuff in here, but like I said, you can make custom stuff if you wanted to. I don't like the orientation of that, so remember, I'm going to come over here, change it. That's what I want. That's going to be a stack off white. That's a piece of a stack light. We're just going to use this for barn lights and whatnot. That way you can see, I'm not drawing any barn lights today. Okay, there's our own version of it. It's already oriented the way I want it. Okay, we're almost there, but hopefully repetition will help you remember where all this stuff is. Some of it gets kind of confusing at times when you're first starting out, I know, but I mean, it's really not that big a deal. The more fun you have at it and the more stuff you learn with this, you'll start learning faster and faster the more you get interested in it. I can promise you. And it's kind of cool. You can do some cool stuff. You, like I said in that one video, you buy you a cheap PLC off of eBay or something. Start tinkering around with it. Before you know it, you'll get the hang of this stuff. It's not that hard. I mean, you can always learn more. I mean, some of those egghead engineers, well, they can launch the space shuttle with one of these things. I can't. I don't really care to, but well, I guess I might would like to. It might be cool. But I'm just saying, if you put yourself to it and keep it fun, you'll learn all kinds of stuff. Okay, we got some images in there, and we got some lamps, and we got some buttons. Now we're going to build this HMI program, or that's basically an HMI. It's just on a computer, on a web page. So we're going to build this web page. Let's open this web page up. I'm going to go up here and go ahead and save that. Your web page is going to be down here just like it's on the internet, because it's a web page. It's embedded into the PLC. If you ever lose it and you're trying to figure out where it went, well, there you go. All right. I want to go, first thing I do is always save page as. Call this barn, I guess. I don't know, whatever you want to name it. This is going to be the name of your web page. Okay. All right. Now, this is all of our devices we put in there, and I'll show you some of them are named a little different than others. Like there's one button, if you open that one, don't let it freak you out like it freaked me out one time. You cannot change it. It took me 30 minutes to figure out why in the hell I couldn't change it. It's just a button you can't change. One thing you can do is put an address on it, because all your buttons are actually underneath switch. All right. So anyways, let's start adding. Let's start with the lamps. All right. You can click it. This is the way I suggest it. Click it. Or it's not the way I suggest it. The way I suggest it is dragging it and dropping. As you click it, it comes in at different sizes. Okay. So if you drag it and drop it, it always comes in the same size. Okay. That way you're not getting your sizes mixed up too bad. But I'll show you how to do that later also. Anyway, all right, here's your button. If it's blue, you're in edit mode. If it's not blue, you might be over here in simulation mode, or you might even be in run mode or something. So you want to make sure you're in blue in edit mode, and you'll have to click on re-click on it because it's not smart enough to know that you've changed it sometimes. Just the way this program works, I guess. Okay, now that I've got it here though, I want to go ahead and give this thing an address. Okay, you want to make sure by default it's in whatever line it's in so it doesn't mess up your address, because what it's saying, when it's in false, it's going to look at this link. That's what you want it to do. All right, you click on that. That button right there pulls up a device tree that has every address that you've used in this PLC program back here. It does not have addresses you do not use, because if you'll notice, the only thing that's in here is those 4 addresses I used: I0, I1, Q0, and Q1. Okay, this is actually going to be a lamp that we picked out of there. So So we're going to come out here to the output, because we want an output to make that come on. All right, it's a bit because it's either off or on. It's either a 1 or a 0, or however you want to call it. All right, so that one there is going to be activated by Q0. Okay, I don't want it to look like that. I want it to look like one of my lights. So I'm going to come over here to lamp. Let's pick that blue one. Okay, so that's my off state. Image off. All right, let's pick our image on. Image on. Okay, so that's our image on state, that blue one I just picked. Okay, and you can come down here and you can change your sizes and stuff right here. I want it to be an even size, so let's go 100 by 100. Some of this stuff's probably elementary to some of y'all. I'm sure it is, but I'm just showing you just to show you. This is where it's located in the x-axis. This is where it's located in the y-axis. Okay, so there's our button. Now, instead of having to drag over here all the time, if you're using the same kind of thing, or if it's a light or lamp like we're using, it's in the blue, copy, paste. All right, I just made another one. Okay, the only difference is this is still running off of that 1 Q0. I don't want it to do that, but I'm going to show you to line it up first. All right, so we're at 400 and 200. Okay, this one right here still got a height to 105 for some reason. Oh, that one does too. Ha, no wonder. Make sure that stuck that time. Why is that not sticking? 105. I don't know why it's sticking, because I'm putting in 105. There's some of that stuff they call ADD or something or whatever. When I was a kid, they used to whip our keysters for it. But anyways, all right, this one's 400 and 200. So if I want this one the same, let's go with our x-axis being 400. Okay, that one's 200. I want to get a little bit closer, so I'll probably just scooch it up or something like that. And I'll change it back to 400 again. I haven't figured out a way to change your anchor point on these to where you can put them in corners where they'll snap together. I don't even know if you can do that or not. Okay, so we know this one's Q0, that one's Q0. I want one of them to be different. Okay, so let's take this one. Since I've got it in here, I want to go ahead and go back to here now and address it. Let's go to our Q's again. We'll make that one Q1. Okay, see now it's changed it to Q1, Q1. Let's change our image to white for off. That white on for on. Okay, so now we have stack light that's blue and white. Okay, let's go with our image. Let's drag our image over here. Let's pull up some random image. This is a random image they already have loaded in there. I mean, we don't want to use that. We want our tank. We'll go up here to image. I'm going to grab my tank. Okay. All right, so I made these 100 by 100. I want to make that 100 by 100. Or not 100 by 100, 100 wide. And let's make the height of it like 40 or something. Okay, we got us a fancy little tank in there. All right, now our position of these was 400, remember? So we'll put it 400 and we'll drop it down. Like I said, I wish I knew there was a way to snap. And if somebody figures out a way to snap, please let me know, because I would love to know how to do it. That's dropped it down 10. He got it pretty damn close. Okay. I want another one of these on the other end. I'm going to show you how to do a flip now. We're going to copy it, paste. It's going to bring another one there. Let's get it down here where we know where it's at. And we can go right here, angle rotation. 180. Enter. And see, here's the rotation center that's down here. It's 16. But 16 does not mean anything to me. I mean, I don't know if the width is 100. I don't know what 16, why that would be the center. I mean, that's what I don't understand, I guess. Somebody might chime in and tell me how to change that and make it at a corner or whatever. I don't know. Anyways, all right, I want my X member to be 400. Okay, let's go ahead and bring this up there. I don't know. Let's say 380 and see what that gets us. Whoa. I didn't put in a 3, I guess. Yeah, 380 didn't get us quite there. We're gonna go 3. Whoop. There you go, close enough. Okay, there's your fancy looking little stack light. You could even go in so far as to draw stuff in here, like draw you a line in it, a little rectangle to put a post on it, whatever the hell you want to do. Whatever makes you happy. I mean, you can customize. I mean, you could actually, like I say, build your own. Okay, let me show you how to do the buttons now real quick. All right, we're going to go switch, like I said, instead of button. We're going to drag our button over here. Just click it. Blue ring around it. It's ready to edit. I want to pick my address. So I'm going to go to I for input. I want to make that one 0. It's a bit button. That's all you're going to get to pick from is a bit. Might get into something a little deeper later, but for now, that's it. All right, let's go to our button images now, which is switch. Like I said, it's different. There's our off state. There's our on state. Okay, like I said, and once you get a button you like the way you like it, you might as well just copy and paste it. Copy, paste. All right, there's you another button. And like I said, you can come over here and you can change all the stuff about it. First thing you want to do is you want to go to a different bit on the device tree. So come over here to inputs again. We're going to use 1 for this one, the other button. All right, I want red for my off on it. Red on for my on. Okay, let's go up here, file, save page. Save and save often. Okay, now here's the trick I want to show you. Now that I've showed you how to build in a couple of things, into your web page, and like I said, there's a whole crap load of other stuff you can put in here that you can play with, and that's fun. You can go in there and play with all this stuff. You can learn how to do all kinds of things in here, and maybe you can teach me some things. That'd be nice. Okay. Anyways, let's move this over a little bit, and I'm going to show you how to make this go between one another. Let's go back to our PLC page. Okay, if we go into simulate on here, when I double click, it's going to turn that off and on, right? It's in simulation mode. I know it's a cheesy program, bear with me. You can build your own program as fancy as you want to and play with this. All right, you have to be in simulation mode here for it to work over here. Okay, and I'm gonna squeeze this in so you can see everything over here. I'm gonna try to squeeze this over here. to where you can see what's going on over here. So don't necessarily need all of this. Well, I can just about get it there. There you go. Okay. So I'm in simulation mode here. Green little TV screen's on. Okay, over here I want to go to where it says run, because if I'm in simulations, all it's going to do is simulate on the web page only. So I want it run so it's actually running something. All right, so I'm in simulation. I'm in run. I'm down here. It'll throw up communication error if you don't have it linked up yet, or you haven't saved, or you don't have this in simulation. It's going to throw an error down here. Okay, let's watch our lights now. Watch over here. All right, they're going to be gray because you're in run mode. Now, you can't just click it. You got to double click it. Okay, see my lights come on in my PLC. All right, off. All right, once you got a box around it, you can click it again. It's chosen. And you can unclick it. See my lights come on and off. And there is a little bit of lag behind it, so you got to be patient. Not a lot of lag, but there's a little lag. And probably, I'm sure, the faster your computer, the less lag you have. Okay, you kind of get the idea now. Say you had a HMI with different buttons. You could put your HMI like on the top half of this. And you could put your machinery you've drawn or whatever with wheels turning, motors turning red instead of green or whatever on here. Set up like your machine is, and in your plant or whatever, and you could actually run a full simulation through this to see how things are going to react with your PLC program. That's the business end of it. I mean, and if you're not trying to squeeze everything on one monitor like me for y'all to see, I actually use this on 2 monitors. I'll have my web page on one monitor, and I'll have my PLC program on the other monitor. That way I can separate them. I get more room to play around that way too. But anyways, I hope this has been informational to somebody, help somebody get interested or gets into PLCs. Like I said, the more you learn, the more interesting it gets. So hang in there. I'll try to help you learn as much as I can. And I like people helping me learn too. So like I said, if you learn something I don't know, please teach me. And thank y'all for watching and subscribe.